Success doesn't begin with talent. It doesn't begin with money. It begins with mindset. The truth is, the most powerful asset you can develop in any area of life is how you think. And champions, they think differently. Today, we're going to explore the foundation of a winning mindset, what it looks like, how it works, and how you can start building it right now. Let's begin with the first truth. Winners take full responsibility for their lives. They don't wait for luck. They don't blame others. They don't wait for the perfect timing. They understand that if it's going to happen, it starts with them. If you want to achieve something great, anything really, you need to stop outsourcing your power. Stop saying, I can't because of them, or I failed because of this. That mindset keeps you stuck. A champion takes ownership. They look in the mirror and say, if something needs to change, I'll be the one to change it. Second, winners focus on growth, not perfection. They know they'll fail. They know they'll make mistakes, and they're okay with that because progress matters more than perfection. You don't need to be perfect to win. You need to be consistent. That's the secret most people miss. It's not about getting everything right from the start. It's about showing up, improving, and learning over and over again. And when they fail, winners don't quit. They reflect, they adapt, and they go again. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Third, winners are comfortable being uncomfortable. Let's be honest, growth is hard. Discipline is uncomfortable. Trying new things is scary, but champions do it anyway. They push through fear. They train when they don't feel like it. They get up early, stay late, sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term results. Most people stop when things get tough. Winners, that's when they start, because they know comfort never changed anyone. But discomfort, that's where transformation happens. Fourth, winners guard their thoughts. What you allow into your mind shapes your reality. If you constantly feed your brain with negativity, doubt, and fear, don't be surprised when you feel stuck. Champions are intentional. They choose their thoughts the same way a warrior chooses weapons, carefully with purpose. They speak life over themselves. They visualize success. They feed their mind with content that empowers, uplifts, and sharpens them. They don't let the world define them. They define themselves from the inside out. Fifth, winners don't compete. They dominate by being the best version of themselves. Comparison kills potential. You're not here to be better than someone else. You're here to become better than the person you were yesterday. Champions don't copy others. They learn. They grow. But most importantly, they build their own path. You don't have to do it like them. You just have to do it like you, with full effort, full heart, and a mindset that refuses to quit. Sixth, winners believe before they achieve. You'll never reach a goal you don't believe is possible. Champions don't wait for evidence. They create it through action, through belief, through relentless persistence. They don't say, I'll believe it when I see it. They say, I'll see it because I believe it. That's power. That's mindset. That's how champions are made. You are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your failures. You are only limited by what you believe is possible for you. So change your thoughts, and you'll change your life. Keep building. Keep growing. You already have what it takes. Seventh, champions are built in the dark. When the crowd is gone, when the motivation fades, when no one's cheering them on, that's when they do their best work. They don't rely on hype. They rely on habits. Winners create a routine that fuels them, mentally, physically, and emotionally. They wake up with intention. They plan their day. They don't wait to feel like it. They show up, especially when they don't feel like it, because consistency builds confidence, and discipline builds freedom. Eighth, champions know how to silence the inner critic. Let's be real. We all have that voice, the one that says, you're not good enough. You always mess things up. Why even bother? But champions don't let that voice lead. They talk back. They don't ignore their doubts. They challenge them. They remind themselves of their worth, their growth, and their potential. They say things like, I may not be there yet, but I'm getting better. I've faced worse and made it through. I can do hard things. Because self-talk isn't just talk, it's programming. What you say to yourself becomes what you believe, and what you believe shapes everything. Ninth, winners don't fear pressure, they train for it. Pressure doesn't break champions, it reveals them. And the reason they don't crack under pressure is because they've practiced it. They put themselves in tough situations on purpose. They rehearse, they visualize, they prepare. So when the real moment comes, the big game, the presentation, the decision, they're not overwhelmed. They've been there before, in their mind, in their practice, in their habits. That's how champions stay calm in chaos. They've already seen it. They've already felt it. They're ready for it. 10th, champions protect their energy. They don't let just anything or anyone take up space in their mind. They choose what they listen to. They set boundaries. They know when to say no. Winners understand that energy is limited, and protecting it is not selfish. It's strategic. You can't grow if you're constantly drained by negativity, distractions, or people who don't support your vision. So they stay focused. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, support them, and believe in them. Your circle matters. Your focus matters. Protect both. 11th, champions celebrate progress, not just results. One of the biggest mindset traps is thinking you're only successful when you've reached the end goal. But winners know every step forward is worth celebrating. They track small wins. They recognize effort. They reward growth, not just outcomes, because the journey matters more than the destination. This mindset keeps them motivated even when results are slow. It keeps them grateful. It keeps them grounded. You're not just chasing a goal. You're becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient in the process. And finally, winners never stop learning. No matter how much they've achieved, no matter how far they've come, champions stay curious. They ask questions. They study others. They stay open to feedback. Because ego kills growth, but humility builds legacy. Winners know they're not finished, and they don't want to be. They're students of life, constantly evolving. That's what makes them unstoppable. So here's the truth. The mindset of a winner isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through daily habits, through intentional thought, through showing up, even when it's hard. You don't need to be extraordinary to start, but if you start and keep going, you'll become extraordinary. Champions don't wait to be chosen. They choose themselves. They don't wait for the perfect time. They start now. They don't fear failure. They use it as fuel. And you have everything it takes to think like a champion and live like one. So train your mind, protect your peace, show up every day with purpose, because the greatest victory you'll ever win is over the limits you used to believe in.